Have you ever heard a story about love so strong that even the whole village could not stop it? Well, sit down and listen carefully because this is the story of Adanna and Chike, a story that shook a whole land. Adanna was the daughter of a poor palm wine tapper. Every day, her father climbed tall palm trees to trap sweet wine, and her mother sold it in the market. They lived in a small mud house at the edge of the village, and though they had little, Adanna's heart was rich with dreams. She was a beautiful girl with big bright eyes that shone like the moon's sun. Chike, on the other hand, was the only son of the wealthy village chief. His father owned large farmlands, many goats, and even servants. Everyone said Chike would one day become the next chief, but what people didn't know was that Chike's heart belonged for something different, something more than power and wealth. Every evening, when the moon began to rise, Adanna and Chike secretly met under the ancient baobab tree. That tree was so old that the elders said it had been there for the village was even born. Its branches spread wide like open arms, if it wanted to hide the lovers inside. There, under the soft glow of the moon, Adanna and Chike would laugh, whisper, and dreams of a life where love mattered more than riches. But one evening, everything changed. Chike came with sadness in his eyes. Adanna, he said, his voice shaking, "My father has arranged my marriage. He wants me to marry the daughter of another chief. He says it will make our family more powerful." Adanna's heart dropped like a stone in a river. Tears filled her eyes, but she held his hand tightly. "What about us? Chike, what about our dreams under the tree?" Chike closed his eyes, torn between love and duty. The whole village was about to witness a battle, not with swords or spears, but with tradition on one side and true love on the other. Adanna, the news spread quickly across the village like Hamatan fire. Chief Obika's son Chike would marry Chief Udo's daughter. The others clapped, the drummers beat their drums, and the women danced. Everyone said it was the best to make the village stronger. But not everyone was happy. That same night, Adanna sat under the baobab tree, her heart heavy. She waited and finally Chike came running, his chest rising and falling like he had been chased. "Adanna," he whispered, holding her hands, "I cannot marry her. My heart belongs to you and only you." Adanna looked into his eyes, her own filled with tears. "But what about your father? What about the whole village? They will never allow it." Chike squeezed her hands. "Then let them hear. Let them know I'd rather lose the throne than lose you." Just as those words left his mouth, a shadow appeared from behind the baobab tree. It was Okoro, the village gossip, and a wide grin on his face. "Ah, so this is where the rich chief's son sits with the palm wine tapper's daughter," he shouted, running off to the village to spread the news. By morning, the village square was full. Adults sat on wooden tools, men stood with folded arms, and women whispered behind their wrappers. Chief Obika's face was dark with an anger as he called out to his son, "Chike, it is true that you threw away honor, wealth, and the future of this family for the daughter of a palm wine tapper. The crowd gasped, all eyes turned to Adanna, who stood trembling on the edge of the gathering. Her mother held her hand, but her father hung his hand low in shame. Chike stepped forward, his voice strong, even enough his heart pounded. Yes, father, it is true. I love Adanna and I will not give her up. Not for land, not for gold, not even for the throne. The square became noisy. Some shouted in anger, some cheered in secret, and the others shook their heads. And just like that, the village was delivered. Some believed tradition must stand, others whispered that maybe, just maybe, true love was worth fighting for. The battle lines were drawn. From that day, the whole village buzzed with agreement. Some people said Chike must obey his father. A chief's sons cannot marry a poor girl, but others whispered, what I love is stronger than tradition. What if the beginning of this chat? Chief Obika was furious. He gathered the elders in the compound. His voice thundered like a drum. If my son continues with this foolishness, he will shame our family. We must put an end to it. He will marry Chief Odo's daughter whether he likes it or not. The others nodded. Plans were made. Meanwhile, Adanna's parents were troubled too. That evening, as soon as the moon rose, Adanna's father spoke with a heavy heart. My daughter, you must forget Chike. His word is not our word. If you continue, danger will come upon us. But Adanna shook her head. Her eyes wet with tears. Papa, I cannot. My heart belongs to him. Every evening under the baobab tree, we dream of a future. I cannot throw that away. And so, that night came, she went secretly to the baobab tree. There, Chike was already waiting, his face light by the moonlight. He pulled her close. Adanna, they want to force me to marry. They may even try to keep me away from you. But listen, his voice dropped to a whisper. The baobab tree is our secret place. No matter what happens, meet me here. This tree will protect us. Suddenly, they heard footsteps and angry voices approaching. Touches flicked in the darkness. The chief's guard had come. Find him, find Chief Obika's sons. The guard shouted. Chike grabbed Adanna's hand and together they hid deep within the wood. Roots of the ancient baobab tree. The guard searched, but the great tree seems to wrap its arms around the lovers, hiding them from danger. That night, the baobab tree became more than just a meeting place. It became their only shield. But for how long could the tree protect them from the storm of tradition and power that was coming? The chiefs grew restless, days passed, and still Chike refused to bend. Finally, Chief Obika called for a great meeting in the village square. Drums were beating, and the going echoed across the land. Everyone gathered, men, women, children waiting to see what would happen. The air was heavy like a storm about to break. Chief Obika stood tall and spoke loudly. Today, we shall put an end to this shame. My son must marry Chief Udo's daughter. Adanna stepped forward so the whole village will see the girl who has the right to bring this honor. Adanna walked slowly into the square. She was afraid, but her steps were steady. The people respect, some mocking her, others admiring her courage. Then Chike stepped out to his words. Clef, Father, elders, people of the village, hear me today. Hear me today. I will not marry for land or wealth. My heart has chosen Adanna, and no one can change that. The crowd erupted. Some cheered, some shouted angrily. The others raised their hands to silence everyone. Just then, a strange wind blew across the square. The trees shook, the dash rose, and the sound of the baobab tree far away grew like a deep voice. The village gasped. It was as if the ancient tree itself was speaking. An old priest who rarely came out lifted his staff and said, "The baobab tree has spoken for generations. It has stood as the spirit of truth and justice. If the tree hides and protects these two, it means the gods themselves bless their union." A heavy silence fell. Even Chief Obika could not speak. What could anyone against the gods? Finally, he bowed his head. So be it. Let the village know. Chike and Adanna shall be together. The crowd erupted in cheers. Women eluded, children danced, and the drums beat again. But this time it was for laugh, not tradition. Chike held Adanna's hand tightly, smiling though his tears. You see, Adanna, our love was stronger than fear, stronger than tradition, and under the watching eye of the whole village. Poor wine Tape's daughter and the rich chief's sons walked side by side, their hearts bound forever.